Hey guys, Mac here. I'm doing Splinter Cell Blacklist. This is the Safehouse mission, and this is a Perfectionist plus no kills walkthrough. If you do see it cut, like the video cut, that is either because I'm skipping a short cutscene or I restarted a checkpoint. Anyways, from the very beginning, you're going to want to just go to the marker. You don't have to worry about anything here. You can't get caught or seen or anything like that. At this little group, your checkpoint will change locations. So then you'll just go through these doors and just walk forward. Literally, you can't really do anything wrong in this section, so you'll probably just want to keep that in mind when doing it. Just walk from point A to point B. Sorry about my voice, I'm a little sick. But once you get through this door, you will exit out of a short cutscene, and you'll finally be dressed as Sam Fisher. Moving on here. You can just run through this first little section and you'll see your objective is to locate Coben. Make sure you have a non-lethal attack as well as sticky noisemakers and the stun gun. So the stun gun is the only gun I'll be using during the entire game. I might also be using the bolt, like the crossbow, but that is also non-lethal. So both of these two are completely non-lethal. So you're allowed to use the stun gun as much as you want, and the sticky noisemaker can help you out in some sticky situations. Anyways, you want to hide behind this car once you reach this section, and the characters will have a short conversation. As their conversation ends, the character far from you will go to the door, and you want to follow him up. I was a little early, so I ended up killing him just to be safe, because he did spot me. Although if you wait about 2 or 3, maybe even 5 seconds longer than I waited, you can actually catch them inside of the door. So as you see, once they turn, you just want to sneak up on him. I was a little too quick and he noticed me. I jumped up, pressed X, and stealth knocked him out. Proceed through the door, turn to the, just go through to the right hand side and around. You don't really have to do much here. They can't really see you if you just go through this area here. And on that desk to the left, there is a collectible. You'll want to grab it. Right here, you reach a save point, so you'll, if you die or respawn, you'll go from that point on. From here, you want to shuffle to that desk, then go across the hall, and through those doors. Don't flip the light switch, it's a little dangerous, and it'll just screw you up. Go through to the end of this room here. Hop through the window, drop down, and shimmy onto the balcony. Once this enemy on the balcony does move, you can start shimming across all the way to the other side of this section. This enemy takes about a good 10 to 15 seconds, and there's also an enemy below you, but I don't believe that enemy will see you. So you just shimmy all the way down to the very end of this area, and then you'll want to jump up and climb up through a taller window. So once we're here, climb up, climb up, climb up. And then I pressed X to knock out this character. Do not hold it as a human shield. You will assassinate and kill enemies if you hold them as a human shield. Through this door, cover in the kitchen, then cover onto that couch, cover onto the doorway, and then just slowly exit out the door. Around the corner, you will have your next save point, which is why you'll see a small flicker on the screen. That's a save point, so you can actually screw up in this next section. This next section is a little tricky, and it goes differently every time I've played it. But you want to make sure to take out the first guard while the 3 guards in the room are not looking. From here on, you can do a variety of things. If you try to sneak into the room where I'm about to go now, sometimes one of the guards follow you, and you can knock out that guard, and then you only have to worry about 2 of them. I couldn't get that to trigger, so what I did was I used my stun gun on 2 of them and then knocked out the 3rd. I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second here. I covered back into the kitchen after waiting a few seconds to see if the guard would come, and after he didn't, I came back to the kitchen, marked the enemies just so I was aware of where they were at all times, and it made my aiming a little bit easier. You can actually do mark and execute in Perfectionist, so keep that in mind. I just mark them to keep track of them on my screen easily. Now, you'll see me here use my stun gun. I have 3 bullets. You can't really miss, but I went for the middle guy first because he's always the most aware. Then I went for the guy on the right-hand side, and then I ran up to the guy on the left-hand side who takes a long while to react. That way I used 2 bullets, and I got 3 stealth knockouts. Then you're going to want to press A on the hostage in the middle of the room, and you'll have a short cutscene, which I'll skip here, and you'll end up in this little section. This section is pretty straightforward and easy. Make sure to reload your stun gun if you want by clicking RS and with the right stick, and just continue through. You can't really get spotted. It's pretty hard to fail at this section here. Drop down, pressing B, and then climb back up the other side. You'll see an enemy run out onto the balcony. Make sure he doesn't turn around to see you. Sneak behind him and around to the left-hand side. And again, drop down and shimmy all the way around this little balcony here. Jump up on top and continue on through. At this point, you get another save point, so keep that in mind. If you do screw up from now on, you'll revert back to this checkpoint. Now, this mission does suck a little bit because at the very end it gets very confusing, and if you screw up at the very end, you'll actually have to redo the whole mission, or else you basically fail. So, shimmy down that zip line and make sure to press X to do an aerial knockout on this last guy, on the guy at the bottom here. Then keep left, jump off the side and off again, and then jump onto the next ledge. Now shimmy on the ledge until this part right here, and just wait right there for the enemy to walk by, and you can press X to knock him out. I suggest knocking this enemy out because he did give me a little bit of trouble. From here on out, just climb up as soon as the enemies in front of you are not in plain sight. One of them will go up a set of stairs, and then it's basically clear sailing. Hide onto this cover, go onto the next cover, and then the next cover, and the next, as quickly as possible. I'm going to take out the enemy right in front of us. He also got in the way quite a bit, so I decided to take him out. If you take him out quick, no one else will spot you, and then you can climb onto this little ledge here. And I almost got caught, but if you're a little more cautious than I am, you can drop down here, and you're less likely to get caught. There is an enemy on this little wooden staircase that sometimes does see you. So drop down one more time, and shimmy across. No one will see you. And now you can jump up, but do watch out for the enemy on the right-hand side that's almost seeing me. He has pretty good sight lines on you right there, so just be careful. And don't climb up onto the balcony until he climbs down those stairs. Then just go to the left, and you can head straight for the checkpoint. Sorry about that. You can literally just head straight for the checkpoint, and then this section is just kind of like a scaling section. There's not many enemies for a good 30-40 seconds here. You'll have to climb up this section twice to make sure you can get across. And then this section, I had a little glitch because I was doing the level pretty fast. And right here, you should have a tutorial about how to assassinate a high-value target. And he should have a big target sign above his head. For some reason, that didn't happen to me. It might be because I was playing this mission for the second time. But once he's not looking, climb through the window, press X behind him. If he's a high-value target, you're going to have to press X a second time to do something called a bag and tag. And that'll get you extra points for completing like a side mission, I guess. Either way, that didn't come up for me, so I just left him there and moved on. This next section, for a while here, I do in one take, so I'm not sure of the save points, but I'll keep looking at the screen to see if it does save. In this area, go out the window and then shimmy all the way to the last window. There will be two enemies. You're going to want to knock out the closer enemy as the other enemy kind of exits the room and gets far enough away that he wouldn't get alerted. So as you see, I'm waiting and waiting. And once that other enemy's far enough, I knock out that guy, climb through the window, sneak into here. That enemy's all the way at the back of the room. Just sneak in through this, through here, and smooth sailing from here. There's not a checkpoint here, just to keep in mind. There's an enemy right there. You can just jump off the ledge and do an aerial knockout. I did accidentally turn off the lights, but still did the aerial knockout. Go down the stairs, and then there will be a door. You can use the camera to peek under the door. I did that because one time one of the enemies caught me in the door and killed me almost right away. So I did use the camera under the door just to make sure. Now, through this door, the enemies are always slightly in a different pattern. There's two enemies in this area. Depending on how fast you do the area, they are kind of in different places all the time. So I don't see any of them here, so I thought it was safe to kind of go outside. And I kind of made a mistake because I think one of them almost saw me. But I just climbed back in, and I used a sticky noisemaker here. I recommend the sticky noisemaker just to kind of as a distraction. It's a really easy distraction, and you don't have to worry about the enemies at all, and you get more points by evading enemies on Ghost anyways. So I threw a sticky noisemaker on the left side of the screen. You're about to see me do it. I have not done it just yet. So right there, I threw it near the garage, and they'll both go look at it. When they both go look at it, you can climb through the window and move on to the next area. I believe after you climb this little fence here, there is a save point, although don't quote me on it because I didn't fail right after. Just jump across here and you'll be introduced to the dog and how the dog works. So the dog can track your scent and it will bark at you, alerting enemies to your position and try to also bite you. Now, I did this a little sloppy. I ended up wasting a sticky noisemaker, but oh well, there's nothing you can do about it. What you're supposed to do is go to this area. When the dog passes you by, you're supposed to jump down and sneak across. He noticed me after I threw the sticky noisemaker, which was a waste. So what I did was I jumped back up and I did an aerial knockout. It's a dog, but it's still a knockout and it still counts as enemy, so make sure you don't kill the dog. I wasn't sure how sticky noisemakers work just yet at this point in the game, so I did backtrack to see if I could pick up my own equipment, and unfortunately I couldn't, so I moved on. At this point, you get a save point, and if you were to fail after this, you would revert to this checkpoint. This next checkpoint, it's a little different every time I play it. For some reason, enemies move slightly differently every time, and there's no actual perfect pattern. But if you follow exactly what I do, you should get it within one of your first tries. Move on to this little doorway, and when the farther enemy turns away to walk to the other side of the map, feel free to knock out this enemy here. Now move on down this fence line here and hop up onto this gate here, watching the enemy movement. This section took a little longer than usual because that enemy scared me a little bit. So I do end up just waiting around and hiding about right here for a good minute. What you'll want to do is you'll probably want to take out this enemy unless you really think they won't catch you. It's a little risky not to take them out because they will sometimes see you, so make sure to just take out that enemy whenever they're available. As you see the enemy on my left side of the screen there, he won't see you if you're right here and he's right there. There's no sight line. He's basically blind to you. Even though this is Perfectionist difficulty, he won't see you, so you can just chill here. And you can try to sneak up on that enemy over there as you see me do here. I got tired of waiting around, so I decided to sneak up on him. And once he got close enough, I knocked him out. Now you're going to want to climb up this wall, but do not press A or you will climb over it. You can't actually hang on it to look over. So just stand next to it and peek with your camera angles and make sure there are no enemies in this section as you're waiting. Luckily, the one enemy that does kind of stray about in the area doesn't really see you very often, so as soon as there's clear cover, just go through to the next area. Use cover obviously as much as possible and stay in the shadows. That's the rule of any Splinter Cell game. That was an accidental mount over something, but that's not a big deal. What you're going to want to do is go where I'm aiming right now. No, not right now. Right now. Usually it's clear. I don't know about that enemy that's there right now. He wasn't there on my other two playthroughs. But once you're in this area right here, you're going to want to climb again. And right here, you're basically home free. Just walk across the roof to the edge and find this little hole. Once you drop down, I believe there's a save point right after this door, basically. As soon as you enter this door, there's a save point. What you're going to want to do in this section is just walk forward, and basically follow the corridors. As you enter this door, make sure you hop over the desk to your left-hand side and jump onto that wall as soon as possible, or else you might get spotted. Once you're on this wall, go to the very end, open the door, and then go cover to cover for 2 doors. Through that door, through that door. Now right here, you can try to kind of gun it and do it fast, but I decided to wait here, and an enemy will basically walk into you after a good 20 to 30 seconds. You'll see his shadow come from down the hall, and you can basically safely wait here without any enemies interrupting you. Once he gets close enough, press X to do a stealth knockout, and then you can proceed down the hall. Now I did this mission almost 3 times in full, and this enemy only appeared here once, but if he's not there, you're free to just walk across onto the staircase. If he is there, like on my screen, feel free to just wait a good 20 to 30 seconds again. Splinter Cell on stealth is a game of patience, especially when we're playing on Perfectionist, where basically one bullet kills you and we're playing with no kills. You're kind of limited, so patience is your best friend in Splinter Cell. If you're looking for someone to run and gun through a mission, you are not on the right guide. But once this guy does turn around, you can make a mad dash. And by mad dash, I mean a crouch walk to the stairs. And I believe there is another checkpoint right here. There you go. And then go into the door where you're greeted by an interrogation cinematic. I've skipped it. Go up against this wall and double check that your stun gun is equipped. For some reason, I had it unequipped on me one time and it went to fully automatic weapons. Knock out this first guy and then shoot the 2 other guys with stealth weapons in the chests. I don't know if you shoot a stun gun in the head if they die, but just be safe. After you take them out, this is the very last part of the game. If you are detected during this part of the game, game over. You have to do the entire mission over again. You see in the top right it says if detected, they'll send reinforcements. If you're about to get detected, just press the start button and restart the last checkpoint. I made the mistake of trying to fight my way out of it, and basically what happens when reinforcements come is you put the guy down on the ground and you're forced to kill a bunch of enemies that come to assassinate you. And if you don't kill them, you basically fail the mission. So be very careful, and if you're about to get spotted, make sure you retry the checkpoint. Kill the first dude when he's alone. Kill the second dude when he's alone. This third dude, make sure you're close enough that your reticle turns red, and then stun him. That's all 3 enemies in the area, and that is the end of the mission. Here you see my stats screen. It is a little bit accelerated, but I did get the Ghost playstyle along with a little bit of Panther playstyle. And as you'll see, if you pay close attention, 0 kills. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode, which I believe is Insurgents? I don't even know what it's called. Anyways, guys, see you there. Bye.